By now, you've probably already binged Queen Charlotte on Netflix. If not, please make time for it this weekend. This is an exceptional spinoff of the Bridgerton franchise. There are 6 episodes, each an hour long, about an hour long, give or take, that are easy to binge because the world is enviable, intense, romantic, and climactic. Everyone in the cast, from principal to supporting, delivers great performances. I think everybody should be nominated for an Emmy. But what I am most impressed by is the writing. This is exceptional writing. Shonda Rhimes and Nicholas Nardini, they breathe three-dimensional life into Julia Quinn's characters. These characters feel so real. Every scene is crafted like a round of chess, a tug of war for power between characters in any given scene. The dialogue mimics the era, the drama is fueled with intensity that kept my eyes glued to the screen. I've already seen it twice. The music is fantastic. They licensed music from Beyonce, Whitney Houston, Alicia Keys, and more, but they turned it. The arrangement is like this beautiful orchestral piece that pairs so well with the respective scene. Top notch. So, this is an origin story that concurrently parallels the Bridgerton universe that we're already familiar with. That's what's brilliant about this, too. We get to know them as newlyweds and inexperienced rulers, and we get to see what their mistakes and successes evolve into and how it impacts the lives of all of their subjects. It's a beautiful example of how to write, creatively use backstory and flashbacks. So Queen Charlotte is handpicked to marry King George as a distraction, really, for the fact that he has a dark secret. King George has undiagnosed schizophrenia, which at this time was unheard of, and which doctors don't yet know how to treat or cure. I think Corey Milchrist did a fantastic job. He reminded me so much of Tom Cruise, like a young Tom Cruise or one of the Franco boys. Now, Queen Charlotte is played by India Armatifo, who is perfectly cast. Everyone's perfectly cast. Everyone delivers. So here's the thing. They are playing characters that we're already familiar with in the Netflix series, and those who have read the book or books are familiar with. And I think everyone's perfectly cast. India is a perfect Queen Charlotte. And I love that she mimics, I won't say mimics. I think she does a great job with Golda Rosheuvel's mannerisms. We've already gotten to know her mannerisms, so to go back to an origin story and this actress personifies the character we're familiar with to a T, I think speaks volumes of how talented she really is. We also follow young versions of Queen Charlotte's court. The elder versions, we've already familiarized ourselves with Bridgerton seasons 1 and 2. Lady Danbury, who we are familiar with, played by Anjoa Ondo. The younger version is played by Arsema Thomas. She does fantastic. She's so beautiful. And then, of course, we have Lady Bridgerton, played by Ruth Jamel, we're familiar with. The younger version of her character is played by Connie Jenkins Greed. Then you have other supporting characters with interesting storylines, like Coral, who plays Lady Danbury's Lady in Waiting. She was a hoot as her confidant, really, who enjoys the fruits of her own labor. Then you have the kings and queens guardsmen, and they each have elder and younger versions of themselves because we're spanning time. So each of them have actors playing an elder version and a younger version. They have a secret affair that spans across time, and they each have secrets of, like, the Queen's guardman, Brimsley, has a secret of, what Charlotte goes through that he doesn't share with his lover, and then Reynolds, the guardsman to King George, doesn't share the inner workings of, so they don't gossip to each other, even though they have this secret love affair, this secret relationship. So they don't exchange secrets. But the absolute scene stiller in this series for me, in this season, is Michelle Fairley, who plays Princess Augusta. She's the king's mom. She was fantastic as a mother, forced to abdicate her control, the control she had over her son and his destiny, to his new bride, but careful not to relent because she benefits from his being sane, or allowing his subjects to believe that he is insane and holding back that dark secret, and so that she can maintain her title and power. Because if anyone gets wind that King George had schizophrenia, he will be removed from power. She's exceptional. So, one nitpick I have is Queen Charlotte was a ruler of this small province in Germany. And the storytellers do, how it's written is, a couple of scenes, a few times they mention that she's not speaking her language, that, okay, she's speaking English. But she also has an English accent, or a British accent, rather. She has a British accent speaking English. That's just, they overlooked that small factor that I think the storytellers just want us to outright ignore. That was a choice that they made. And can it be ignored? Sure. But it doesn't make sense. You understand she's not speaking her native tongue because this is set in London. That's fine. But she shouldn't have a British accent. Okay. That's a nitpick I had. At any rate, this is great storytelling. For me, easily, hands down, this is the best of the entire Bridgerton universe for me so far. Now, let me ask you, have you watched it yet, or are you planning to binge it this weekend? If you haven't, make time for it. You will be so impressed. And then, which character should they spin off next? I personally would love to see a spinoff of Princess Augusta. I want to know. There are some leanings, like they don't outright write it, but there are times when she's wondering if the kids are going to be dark. Like there's some things in there that I wish we had time to go into. But with this, just 6 hours, about 6 hours in this mini series, really. So they didn't really delve into her character. I would like to see a spin-off of her character, this mother dealing with a son with schizophrenia who is to be king. And then she also talks about the situation she went through with her in-law. So, oh yeah, I'd love to see a spin-off with her. But who would you like to see a spin-off? At any rate, I love this world. They can write this forever. This is very appealing. It's easy to watch. At any rate, Queen Charlotte is streaming on Netflix now.